verse 6 here. Here Krishna explains about a pretender. A pretender is someone who is pretending to do something, no? Ou bien, he pretend to be what he is not. Let's say someone is not a good person, but he or she pretends to be a good person. So he is a pretender. We need to do our action wholeheartedly. We should not be a pretender. This is what Krishna says. We need not be a pretender. And we need not do show off. We show people that we are doing this or that. No. Because such person, the one who pretends, a pretender, never get the results, never get bliss or liberation. N'importe comment on peut appeler. Okay, so we must not be a pretender. And Kifeli Arjun all these things. So Arjun can realize, can think about, can realize. If Arjun fights there, but he does not want to fight, I don't want to fight, but since Krishna is telling me to fight, let's fight. Lalipe, fair, as a pretender. So he should not do that either. If he is going to fight, he fights wholeheartedly, right? We continue, verse 7. Here Krishna continues about the Karma Yoga. He says, we need to control our mind and the senses. So if we control our mind and senses, we remain detached. Ne pas attaché. There will be no attachment. And it's easier to perform nishkam karma when we control our mind and our senses. And such a person is superior. Superior means he's best, like the one who remains detached. Okay? Now, Krishna elaborates on the prescribed duty. We are all born here, all of us, we have a certain prescribed duty to perform. This will depend on which Varna you are. Varna, which caste, which Varna you are. If someone is a Brahmin, il y a une prescribed duty pour les faire. No? They teach, they impart knowledge. If someone is a Kshatriya, he's going to fight, he's going to protect. Il y a une prescribed duty. Someone is a Vaishya, he's going to do trade, business, import, export. Someone is a Shudra, he's going to clean, he's going to be like manual workers. Based on our Varna, we have our duty. And we have to perform that. Arjun there is a Kshatriya. His duty is to fight. So he has to do that. He is bound to do that. Il n'est pas qu'à dire, il n'est pas pour faire ce duty. We cannot say that. Bien sûr qu'il nous dit, il n'est pas pour faire nos duty. But we are bound to do it. Right? Then Krishna continues here the necessity of sacrifices. What about sacrifice? Quand nous cause sacrifice, souvent des fois qui viennent dans la tête, c'est fire sacrifice. Quand nous fait havan, tout ça. But here Krishna is not telling him to do fire sacrifice. Arjun pa hindi mun la ki peut faire fire sacrifice right now. But the sacrifice Krishna is telling about is to act for the welfare of others. Arjun, ni un warrior. Li bizan fight. Ki fait fight? To eliminate evils. And Kauravs with méchants to eliminate them. Ki fait li pour faire ça? For the welfare of others. That is, the duty of the Kshatriya is to protect the people. So Arjun, he has to do that duty as a sacrifice. Quand il peut faire sa duty là to protect people, to fight, il pas peut faire ça seulement pour lui. Il pas peut faire ça pour lui, en fait. He's doing that for others. Ça même qui nous appelle sacrifice. When you do something for someone else, it is a form of sacrifice. Let's say you go somewhere, you help people. It is called sacrifice, right? And Krishna is telling Arjun that he has to do that. He should not be selfish. Il dit, mon pas pour fight. Ça veut dire il est selfish, right? Here Krishna elaborates more on sacrifice. He said that when God created this universe, this world, the whole universe, when he created that out of sacrifice. He sacrificed himself. Brahma sacrificed to do this creation. Now, God did sacrifice, and Nunu Banjimun sang. We are bound to do that sacrifice. Of course, I'm not talking about animal sacrifice. Ça, c'est Dieu tout temps. Maintenant, ça, c'est one type of sacrifice. Nous fait quelque chose for others. But we also have sacrifice like the fire sacrifice, Havan. Krishna talks about that also. Some people, they do Havan. They offer ingredients, no, to the devas, to God. Krishna also says, he who enjoys things given by God without sharing or offering to God, they are thieves. Voleur. Ça veut dire, if we are eating food, we'll do an example. If we are eating food and we do not offer this to God, offer to God, we dire, nous pas dire God merci, we are not thankful to God, and we eat that, we are eating sin. Et quelque part après, we are eating sin. So whatever we have, if we don't share, we are thieves. Nous ban voler. Let's say we have money. We have money for what? To take care of our family, to pay the bills, to pay tax, and to do what? To donate. Donate to give poor people food, no? To donate, to build a temple. So when we have it, we need to share. If not, we are called thieves. So what is the point here? We have to at least show gratitude. We need to be grateful to God for whatever we have got. We have, dans Maurice, nous dans heaven, littéralement, nous dans heaven. We have everything in our country. We get everything. We get everything if we compare ourselves to other countries. Other countries, there is war, there's no food, there's no drink, there's no water. Ici, nous gagnons tout. Right? So we need to be thankful to God that we are born here. God has given us this everything. Right? So if we eat what is left over of the sacrifice, we are free from sins. Ako zaman jimin ko tomos prasad, no? Mons prasad to be free from sin. Asta pa ko manje mons prasad apre what to yen dimun. Of course, you're not going to be free from sins, no doubt. And the one who cooks for himself without sharing eats sin. Le point ici, c'est we need to share. To share veut dire to take care of others, to do something for others. C'est ce qu'on appelle sacrifice. Okay? All beings come from food. All beings veut dire human, animals, nous tout. We are alive because we eat from food. Where do we get food? It depends on the rain. Si pena water, pena rain, there's no food. Pa pena vegetables, pa pena fruits, nothing. From where do we get rain? From sacrifice. So, n'importe qui nous fait, c'est, it is a form of sacrifice. Ça veut dire, we should not do wrong. No, we should not do wrong. A man who does not practice Vedic system or sacrifice leads a life of sin. Lali pe religiously. We are Hindus. As a Hindu, if we don't practice the system of sacrifice, Vedic sacrifice, we live a life of sin. Asa comment on peut interpréter ça, Vedic sacrifice? Li capable fire sacrifice, si nous pas faire, we live a life of sin. Vedic sacrifice can mean here to work for others. If we don't do good for others, we are leading a life of sin. If we don't take care of the nature of animals, we are leading a life of sin. Ça même c'est the 5 great sacrifices qui nous fait quand nous fait ashram. A householder has to do the 5 great sacrifices. Donc, n'importe comment on interprète le mot sacrifice here, we have to do it. Nous pas cause animal sacrifice seulement, out of question. But is it fire sacrifice? Is it doing good for others? We have to do. If we don't, we lead a life of sin. Right? Next. He who takes delight in the soul alone is satisfied. Content in the self, there is no obligatory duty. Contentment comes from, is a form of devotion. Sorry. Taran treated the 9 forms of devotion. One of them is contentment. Contentment is to be satisfied. To be satisfied. You know, it's bien difficile for a modern man to be satisfied. Quand nous finissons des affaires qui nous font, we want something else. When you got that something else, you want another thing. Quand get another thing, you want another thing. So we are not satisfied at all, right? Why are we not satisfied? A big question. Why are we not satisfied? Why there is no contentment in our life? Because we are greedy, because we have no control of senses, because we consider nous-mêmes as the body. As I always say that, who are you? Who are we? You are Vaishnavi, fine. I'm Disha, fine. But kisana vraiment sa Vaishnavi na? Is it the body? No, it's your soul. Who are we? We are the soul. We are souls. Le moment nous réalise ça, we will be satisfied with what we have. We'll be happy with what we have. Right? Such a person now, qu'il y ait un contentment dans sa vie. And Julie Pange manger the content. Lili dit, this is God's grace. Ni pange manger. This is contentment. Moi, si ma pas gagne un meal, I'll get angry. Right? But it takes practice to reach that level, contentment. So, such a person, qu'il y ait un contentment, il y ait un satisfaction, is called a self-realized person. Ou bien on appelle ça a man of sthita pragya. Prajna, aussi nous calme, but c'est pragya. Sthita pragya. Ça veut dire li realized, li self-realized. Li réalisé, he's not the body, he's the soul. I'm not the body. Tomorrow I'll die. My body will be destroyed. My soul will continue to exist. My soul will enter another body. Right? So a man who is, comme on peut dire a man, it is a woman also, hein? A man en général, who is focused, who has attention, who has a controlled mind and controlled senses, normally and dimun of sthita pragya. Sthita pragya. Right? Verse 19 again talks about perform action without attachment, ce qui nous dit nishkam karma. Verse 20 to 26. Here Krishna says we need to be a path maker. Means we need to set example. La Arjun on the battlefield, if he does not fight, is he going to set good example for others? Of course, no. Je peux appeler, on appelle ça Bhagavad. Bhagavad veut dire quand on trouve une situation sauvée. Right? Donc, nous disons Arjun as a coward. No, he did not fight. But we don't know Arjun like that. We know Arjun that he fought. Right? So Krishna says Arjun has to set example. He has to be a path maker. Here Krishna takes the example of the father of Sita, who was King Janak. He was a great person. He set example. Quand on écrit au cas, prend example of others also, like Gandhi, like Krishna. No, ça, it's up to you if you want to add. Mais ce que Krishna te dit, il prend example de Janak. Okay? Krishna says, there's nothing for me to do, yet I act. God has nothing to do. God lila, everything pe roule, comment on dit ça? He has nothing to do, but yet he takes incarnation. He comes here in Vinla kuma Ram, kuma Krishna, in act. So Krishna, God is acting, is doing something. Et nous devant Krishna, we have to do our action. Arjun has to do his action. Right? He says, Krishna says, do the best and leave the rest. Samim kya appelle nishkam karma. Do your best in your work. If you have done your best, you will succeed. Fait comment dire, si on apprend, une revisée, you will succeed. Now, if you wait for the last moment to revise, to learn, of course, will not succeed. Okay? That's why we say do the best. Après, vous oubliez parce que you know you are going to get it. We leave the rest to whom? We leave the rest to the law of karma. We leave the rest to God. Si nous faisons good, we'll receive good things. Right? Do the best, leave the rest. Ça même qui nous appelle Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana veut dire self-surrender. N'importe qui nous fait, and Ajimun Kumha, but sages also, they are like that. Whatever they do, they leave everything up to God. They just do the action. They forget. They surrender to God. Self-surrender. Okay? And again, the law of action, whatever you do, you will reap it. Here, Krishna talks about delusion of egoism. Nous tous nous avons ego dans nous. That's obvious. God has created us with ego. But ego should be controlled. Si ego la augmente, there will be problem. No? There will be problem. So we have the three gunas, the sattva, the rajas, and the tamas. All work are determined by the gunas. And the only active, c'est rajas beaucoup predominating in him. Qui travaille pour faire? Il papa faire méditation, of course. His work which he's going to do is the work of a kshatriya, to protect, to fight, no? So we are bound to act by our gunas. Now, if fait comment dire, nous faire quelque chose, and we consider ourselves to be the doer. Doer is the one who does the action, no? If you consider yourself to be the doer, Krishna says that person is a fool deluded in ego. Ne pas dire moi me faire ça, moi me rends ça à la case là, moi qui n'ai acheté ça, no, things like that. Moi, the I, this is ego. Such a person is a fool, what Krishna says. Parce que, who is the doer? God is the doer. Malgré qu'il fait comment dire, un démon invente, pas que ça démon qui t'invente la table là, for example. Un démon il invente la première fois, il fait la table, non? Ok, c'est l'idée que I am the doer, I am the one who created that. Fine. Cela met, il travaille, il fait la table. No doubt. Mais que ça n'a une plante, ça l'idée là dans la tête. He can't say by himself parce que whatever happens, happens by the will of God. Whatever happens, happens by the will of God. Malgré qu'il dit mon là, il disait faire la table, but if God did not wish, il n'est pas capable de faire la table. Right? So God is the doer. And le façon pour interpréter. What do we have in us? We have a soul. Who is doing the action? The soul, no? And the soul say God. So God is the doer, right? So we should not consider ourselves to be the doers. I would say we should not develop ego. Une fait affaire, fine, it's okay. We have done it, but we should not develop the ego. Si nous prenons ego, we are not going to reach God, right? So, c'est ça again, do the best and leave the rest to God. Surrender to God. He knows what is good for us, what is not good for us. He knows what we need. In a dimundia, no, God will give you what you need at the proper time, not what you want. This is not going to happen. Fait comme dire, on vient un château, ou pas pour gagner. Si ou pena pour gagner, pas pour gagner. Right? It's all about karma here. Ce qui nous fait, ça même nous pour gagner, ça même nous pour récolter. Right? And also Krishna says we need to have full faith in him, that is in God. And those who find faults in my teachings are senseless persons, they are fools. Quand on dit my teachings here, c'est the teachings of Krishna. En d'autres mots, c'est the teachings of God. Là, nous peut cause Bhagavad Gita, mais il est capable d'appliquer pour une autre scripture aussi. We are not supposed to find fault in scriptures. We can't do that. N'importe qui scripture. Nous pas qu'à dire Ramayana pas bon, Bhagavad Gita pas bon, nous pas qu'à dire Bible pas bon, ou bien Quran is not good. No, we cannot say that. If we do that, we are senseless people. We are fool. Là qui peut arriver, we will continue to take birth again and again. Right? We'll continue to that. Nous pouvons vivre la terre, nous pouvons mourir, nous pouvons revenir. It will continue like that. Et quand nous pouvons prendre naissance à chaque fois, qui nous peut faire, qui peut arriver nous, we are suffering. So we will continue to suffer. Right? Krishna continues and says, nature does its duty. Soleil peut faire ce duty, moon, rain peut faire ce duty. Nature is doing the duty. Man also should do the duty. right? You see a duty to perform, so he has to do the duty, right? And this duty is called swadharma. Swa veut dire own ou bien self, dharma c'est duty. My swadharma, ça veut dire duty qui moi moyena pour faire, right? My swadharma as a teacher is to teach, as a Brahman is to teach. This is swadharma, your own dharma. So Arjun has to fight. This is his swadharma. And also here, Krishna elaborates on body, which is perishable, you know. No body will perish, but the soul keeps on transmigrating from body to body, from one body to another body, until the soul is liberated. Okay? Nous avons 8,4 millions d'espèces la vie, species of life. Ça, 8,4 millions là, ils divisent dans ça 4 forms of bodies. These are the 4 gross bodies. Premier, Udbhij. Ça bout là, if you don't remember it, no problem. Okay, that's not a problem. But yeah, you should know species of life. Nous Atma, go through those species of life. Okay. Premier forme, premier body, on appelle ça gross body, c'est Udbhij. Udbhij, c'est plant organisms. I always tell you, nous descendons en naissance, comment dire, un brédiron or something like it. So we have been plants. Nous avons dans man pied dans man plants. Then Swedaj, c'est insect organism. Assez énormément combien types of insects, non? C'est tout ça là qu'on a ajouté, il fait 8,4 millions d'espèces là. We have many types of insects, so nous tiens insects, nous tiens concret là, nous tiens l'ail, nous tiens moustique, somewhere, right? Number 3, andaj. Andaj from the word anda. Anda c'est egg, ovibone. We have many which are born there from the egg. And we have the pulaj, the vivibone organism, those who comes from a womb. Okay, we have many like the cow, etc. And finally, we have the human. Donc, ça quatre là, il y a différents échos là-dedans, non? Different type of bodies, different things. En tout cas, on a ajouté les pour faire 8,4 millions d'espèces la vie. So we have been all these. Finally, nous Atma, in vin dans sa l'école là, you Atma as Vaishnavi, my Atma as Disha. So we have gone through a lot, 8,4 millions, minimum 8,4 millions la vie, naissance nous prend. Minimum, on peut dire parce qu'il nous pas connaît combien human body nous prend. Naissance. Pas connaît combien fois nous tient cow. Pas connaît combien fois nous tient horse. Non? So minimum 8,4 millions nous né. Nous né, nous mort. So this is too much, right? That's why I told you, we say that quand nous prenons naissance, qui nous fait, we are happy when someone is born. We are very happy, we enjoy, manger, boire, but this is suffering. Essayez de penser, assez de penser un jour, ça atma qui donne nous là, un jour, qui donne les rats. Comment un jour, tu mets mixing les rats, tu ça les rats là. It's suffering, no? Nous tiens concret là, comment nous prend bail, quand nous tue concret là, un jour, nous tue concret là. It is suffering. Nous faire dans la vie tous les jours. Un concret là, nous pas pour laisser comme ça, même of course. We are going to kill that, but this is suffering. That's why if we have got this human body, we need to seize the opportunity to get liberation. This is what Arjun is saying, right? Verse 36 to 43, desire. We have desires. You want this, you want that. The greatest desire one can have is liberation. This is a good desire. But nous bandimons, yeah, material, no? You know, beaucoup désir. So we know that doing sin is not good. Mais parfois nous fait. Nous connaissons pas besoin de mentir, mais parfois nous fait. At times I also do that. I know this is not good, but I do it. Why? Because of desire. We are attracted to something wrong in life. We are attracted to sinful life. That's why we do things which we know are not good, because of desire. Now, when your desire is fulfilled, we get another desire. I wanted a motorcycle, I got it, now I want a car, I got it, now I want a better car, a bigger car. So when we get our desires are fulfilled, nous gagnons pas désir tous les temps. It always happened that way. And if your desire is not fulfilled, I will suffer. Donc, quelle façon? Maybe I'll think mon voisin qui va acheter le tout monde pas acheter, they'll be jealous there. C'est un suffering ça. Ou bien je pourrais penser, je pas réussi faire ça, je peux depressed. This is also suffering. Or I'll develop anger that I'm not able to get something which I want, which I desire. Right? So desire is a big problem here. So what to do? To stop the desires. C'est un peu difficile, of course. But limit the desires. Ça, c'est la première chose qu'il nous a à faire. Limit the desires. Jusqu'à doucement, nous pouvons accept. We learn to accept. Mon pas rester dans la case qui a 4 bedrooms, pas fait non, at least I have a house with 1 bedroom. Okay? We learn to accept things in life. Quand nous grandissons, y arriver, we accept it. Okay? Parfois, quand on est jeune, it's like, no, you fight for it. But at the end, you will accept it. Seulement, nous pas besoin d'attendre qu'il nous vienne at that age, non? Nous pas connaissons même qu'il âge nous peut arriver. So, we need to learn to accept things as it is and limit the desires. And also to develop positive qualities, good qualities, right? If we continue to have desires, we will continue to have attachment. If we continue to have attachment, nous pourrons prendre naissance sur la terre, and we will not get liberation, right? So we need to liberate the soul which is Sat, Chit, Anand. The soul is truth, the soul is consciousness, the soul is bliss, Anand. How to do that now? Comment pour contrôler ça? Comment pour faire liberation? Control the desires, control the senses, control the mind, do your swadharma, right? Perform sacrifices. To see Krishna in India so far, we have to do it to be able to liberate ourselves. So Arjun on the battlefield there, Krishna is telling him all these things he has to do. So he has to do that because it is his duty, right? Krishna says we have to conquer the enemy, which is called desire, right? And then liberation is ours.